Okay, so is that an easier commute, or
It's closer anyway.
have you got that transponder yet?
No.
So when do your boss?
And can you tell me, sir, where are we at with this? You can see you've given me, if you can just explain what's happened so far and what's ahead.
Thank you, Pete. We're here at St. Peter's in Cobourg, and we're just in our final stages of the restoration process on the church, working on the church ceiling and the church roof. We've had some great support from the community, and we are just in the final stages inside the building and on the external components, and we're going to be working on our church tower in the late spring when the weather's better to work on masonry.
Tell us about the rods, if you can. What's happened here? Just if you can explain a little bit about what the rods are for and the process.
It's actually a Cobourg company that ended up putting those in for us. So we've had a lot of local trades working here, supporting the local economy and local community. But one of the things that we've got is an old building with old construction. And what ended up happening is that volunteers would have helped build this church 150 years ago. The big modern structure that we're in would have been built, and we had roof joists that were an inch thick, ones that were 2.5 inches thick, and so there was this variety of timber, different cuts, different thicknesses, and over time it held the weight. But as we've gotten into these engineering assessments, we know that we need to do more to secure the building. So we've had to put an additional new roof on top of our current roof just to maintain the building and its integrity. And so we put in some tie rods to make sure that the building with the new weight stays balanced and uniform. And we've had these put in on the either side of the ceiling trusses, and it's a wonderful architecture feature. We've worked with heritage and conservationist architects to make sure that we can, within the resources we use, keep things uniform and really maintaining that heritage dynamic for here at St. Peter's.
Basically, if I understand, if I'm correct, so they'll support the new roof.
They end up, basically, the weight of the roof, if it's not balanced, can push out walls. And so what the little supports do is that it keeps everything braced so that the work that's happening outside, which we'll see in a few short moments, can be properly aligned. And so they're used in conservation architecture just to help maintain the balance. So in the walls, we have rods going 4 feet down into the walls to hold some of the roof bracing, and then these little tie rods that run across just help to keep the structure balanced and in uniform tension so that everything sort of distributes the load evenly down to the ground. And so it's been a big project, and we're so thankful for our engineering company and for Dalton, our contractor, and for all the help that we've had.
Last question. It's obviously a major project, but working in any type of season, especially this season, weather is a main factor. So it's put you a little bit behind?
Well, as I tell people when they ask me if I can control weather and put a word in with the man upstairs, I say, I'm in sales, I'm not in management, so I don't have that much pull, so I have to go along with the same thing everybody else gets. So one of the challenges has been just clearing off the snow loads and making sure that the ice packs that sometimes form around the beams and the structures on the roof are properly tied down or properly cleared for the teams when they're out there. The big storm that happened just before Christmas, the roof got tarped down really well, and we had a couple of moments where the wind would rip off a section, but our team came and showed up Christmas Day. We've had a wonderful contracting team, and the carpenters from Leuna that are working with Dalton have just been fantastic. So the last 3 weeks, we've been adding and expanding out our team. We've got over 10 full-time guys on the job, and it's been wonderful to see the work that they're doing.
Up here on the roof now, and tell us about what's going on here. Explain the wood if you can.
So, thanks, Pete. One of the things that we've got going on here is that we're putting a new roof above the old one just to protect the heritage lumber inside, and also just for ease of construction. And so we've got these steel braces that run all along the edge of the wall and help to carry the trusses as they go over the roof. And we've got this specially vinyl laminated composite lumber that is actually pretty light and is going to last a lot longer and be a lot stronger than the traditional straight lumber that you'd get from the mills. So this will hopefully last for about 400 years, so God willing. So we're at the point right now where we're just starting to put on the top roof sections along the trusses that run over the building with extra insulation, and then we'll be able to close it in and put a new steel roof over the top.
Still a ways ahead then, still a ways of work.
Well, you're coming into February, which is the home stretch, and we anticipate the external work to be done by the end of February. So our laborers and our carpenters and the roofing team are going to work straight through, and they've been working all winter. Rain or shine, snow or sleet, just like the post workers. So we're thankful for all the great work they're doing.
Bells are the next challenge, from what I understand.
Well, there's always challenges, Pete. The challenges that we've worked through are many. One of the things that we're thankful for is for the fundraising support we've had from the community. The parish has raised about $900,000 from parishioners, over $250,000, $270 from community donors, and thanks to Randy Barber and ex-Mayor Delonte for all their help in leading that campaign. And we've had some financial support from our own denomination. So we've got about 1.7 that we've raised, and we also have about a $2 million loan that'll help to cover the rest of the costs. So the whole campaign is going to cost, or the whole project will be $3.7 million. $3 million for the roof, and just about $6 or so for the bell tower, and that's going to start in April once the weather gets better and it's easier to work with the masonry materials and all the brickwork.
Last thing, because I don't want to hold up anything, time.
Yeah.
So the roof, will everything be done and then work on the bells, or so it'll be, the roof will just about be done?
So the roof will be finished by the end of February. There'll be a couple of months where things aren't going to be going on outside, where we'll be getting the building painted, cleaned up, tidied up. We're hoping to open for Easter this year, but it might be sometime middle of April. And then once we get that underway and back into the building, we're able to do the bell tower work where we fix the masonry and make sure that none of the bricks that are loose will fall out when the carillon starts ringing. And once it's done, we're going to ring your bell. Andrew, is this like a tar that you guys were putting on here? Or?
That's the roofers that come in and do
Okay.
that. I told you it's broken.
It's not the best. I will give you that.
I did this morning.
Are they starting the next run?